watched a lot of the Preakness and also got a chance to see a lot of the earlier races as well. It was a record crowd at Pimlico on Saturday, and we'll take a look back. Nyquist, the loss shows how tough it is to win that Triple Crown. And, last year you got a Triple Crown winner, and you wonder what that means going forward now as the Belmont a couple of weeks away. We'll bring Barry Abrams in to kind of wrap it all up here for us, Barry. And we saw the Exaggerator after 4 defeats. He finally got the chance to do something he hadn't done, which was beat Nyquist. And it was a pretty exciting finish there. I mean, he pulls away at the end, but it seemed that they were confident that was the way that race was going to kind of go down, and we won't see another Triple Crown winner this year.
Wait, you mean there was something else going on beside the bikini contest, Fetty Wap, and the Chainsmokers?
They actually showed the infield there for quite a while. It didn't seem like that rain pushed anybody out of the infield.
No, there was a record crowd there on Saturday, and those who actually were paying attention to the race saw the 2 best 3-year-olds in the country going at it again. And, Exaggerator had been closer and closer and closer in the first 4 meetings with Nyquist, which Nyquist won. I don't know how much the rain played a factor here, as much as Kent DeSormo doing such a great job of keeping Exaggerator in the race. When they went around the first turn, I remember hearing the call that Exaggerator was like 13 lengths back. But by the time they reached the far turn, he was only about 3 lengths back. And there was the difference. So that put Exaggerator in position to make his closing kick. And I think when they hit the lane and you saw Nyquist move from the 1 path to like the 2 or 3 path, it looked to me like he was just getting tired and he veered out like a lower-level horse would when a lower-level horse gets tired. You don't usually see it among horses at this level, and some of the announcers were saying that Gutierrez moved him out to get the better footing in the middle of the track. I think the horse got tired, and that's why, while it's great for us media types to speculate that these 2 horses will now both compete in the Belmont Stakes, and you love to see the rubber match and so on, I'm not so sure that's the best thing for Nyquist. He looked tired at the end of that race. I don't think he slipped in the mud. I don't think it was purposeful for Gutierrez to move him out there. I think the horse was tired, and that's why he got beat.
And Exaggerator, when it was finished, seemed like he could have taken another lap around the track.
Yeah, well, first of all, he loves running on wet tracks, and he's bred for distance. Nyquist is not. We kept saying it before the Kentucky Derby. He has sprinting on the female side of his pedigree. There's Rubiano in there. I just don't think this horse can put up with the rigors of this. And in the Belmont Stakes, I mean, I know that it's not always closers who win the Belmont. Heck, American Pharoah last year went gate to wire, but he did that when getting a half mile in just about 49 seconds. I can't see Nyquist, if he inherits the lead, running a half in 49 seconds. He ran it in 46 on Saturday, and that's just suicidal for a race that long. So I don't understand it. I mean, it's good sport for, good theater for these 2 horses to go to the 3rd leg of the Triple Crown, but I'm not sure it's the smart decision.
Barry Abrams, ESPN's In the Gate podcast. The Belmont's going to be coming up, so what are the storylines going to be into the 3rd leg of the Triple Crown now that we don't have that opportunity?
Well, besides the rubber match, you have some other horses coming back here who ran in the Kentucky Derby who had a decent chance to win the Kentucky Derby. Sudden Breaking News is one of them. He was coming hard at the end of the Derby. He just got caught up in a lot of traffic. His jockey, Luis Quinones, said he was really the only one who complained about traffic, but he was a flying 5th at the end, and he's going to have a lot more time in the Belmont to grind them down and also have 5 weeks of rest. So I certainly wouldn't throw him out. Lanny, the Japanese horse, is going to run here too. I don't think he has the best turn of foot, but he certainly has the right breeding. He's a son of Tappet, the leading sire in this country the last 2 years. I didn't think he was the right fit for the Derby or the Preakness. I don't think you did either. But he might not be such a bad fit here at a 1.5 miles where a blazing turn of foot doesn't usually make the difference in the Belmont. It's those slow grinders. I haven't seen his name on the list, but I wonder if More Spirit would come back for this race. He also is that type of plodding grinder who just wears you into the ground the way Drosselmeyer did in 2010. I think he'd be a decent fit here, too.
It should be interesting, as we said. And I thought, because of the track conditions, you mentioned Cherry Wine on Friday's show, and I thought that certainly helped that horse out.
His stablemate, Brody's Cause, will probably join him in the Belmont, and there's another horse who would have a chance to win. But, yeah, Cherry Wine, to me, is a Grade 2 or Grade 3 level horse who was helped by the wet condition, and he finished second, and, he can go off to better breeding now, having been placed in a Grade 1 race. Yippee-ki-yay, good for him. That's about as much as you're probably going to hear from him, at least at the top level.
For more on the horse racing in the Belmont coming up at B. Abrams Voice. And, of course, Barry, it was great to break down the races with you here.
You bet. Anytime, Mike.
Barry Abrams, guys, on the Sports Bash.